How's the gang? All right, we are on a Friday. We are out and about scouting. I'm scouting the Milwaukee area right now, and I've come back to one of my favorite places, Forest Home Cemetery. This is where the beer barons are. Let's see, we've got Schlitz, we've got Pabst, we've got Blatz. I think it's not Pabst. Who am I forgetting? Yeah, Pabst. Yeah, we did a live stream here. I think like a couple of summers ago. Anyway, where I am sitting right now is in the office, which is actually a really historic place here. And there are some other historic places that we might get ourselves into. Hey, Dawn, you're first up to bat. Monica, how you guys doing? Trisha's here. Hey, Corey, Stacy, Lori, David, how y'all doing? Good to see you. Yeah, I just thought I'd pop up here. Didn't really plan this. I'm still gonna do something. I'm planning to do something Sunday still. Hello from Holland. Wow. How are things in Holland? Temperatures just dropped down here, so I'm trying to do stuff, a few things indoors. It's in the 20s today here in the Chicago, Milwaukee area. Gil from UK, how's it going? Purple Haze changed your name a bit, okay. Glad you're still hanging out. Diane's here. Serena's here. How you doing? Roxanne, Sarah, Kelly. All right. Got 100 people here. I didn't expect to get too many folks, just popping up here during a work day. But I'm working. I'm working looking for new spots for us. Hey Teresa, how you doing? We got Texas in the house. Trisha, yeah, I know you're in Texas. I know that. Yeah, so we are at Forest Home Cemetery. Let's see, we've done a couple of stories up here. And I'm in the office, and shout out to Garen, who is the office manager here. We had a great little chat, and we're getting to know the staff here. A few more people to meet, but I'm eventually trying to see if we might be able to get in the very historic chapel, which is supposed to be amazing inside, like stepping back in time. Now, this cemetery was built in, I believe it was 1850, Garen was telling me, and there's just amazing history here, aside from the beer barons. So, hey, Diane, how are you doing? Are you guys getting ready for Christmas yet? What's up, Robin? How are you? Pamela's here. Yeah, so I thought I'd just check in with you guys. I'm gonna go live from somewhere Sunday, but I thought I'd do a quick pop-up here while I'm here at Forest Home, see what's going on, see what you guys are up to. We've got a big weekend lined up this Sunday night. Hope you guys will be with us Sunday night. We've got almost an hour-long episode down at Mount Carmel in Hillside there. And Deb has worked really hard with me on resurrecting a lot of stories of immigrants. And it's just amazing. There's, of course, there are accidents, there are murders, there are men killed at war, heroes, and of course, lives well lived. So it's gonna be quite an episode this Sunday night. Definitely don't wanna miss that from Mount Carmel. I think it's my 22nd episode, but this episode's a little deeper dive. We're not just looking at pictures and reciting names. So, what's going on? I'm just here more to hear what you guys are up to. And then of course we got Mothman coming up on the Paranormal channel at 9 p.m. So, pretty epic trip that Britton and I did down in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. That was only like, a week ago we were down there. So I turned that around. Really crazy stuff we found. What's up, Sylvia? How are you? Are you guys getting ready for Christmas? I think I mentioned that. Got a Christmas tree here. Getting the Christmas spirit. Cheryl's home with Rona today. All right. What's up, Andy? How you doing? 6 o'clock in the UK, all right. It's not too late. Greetings from Billings. Is that Billings, Montana? All right, we got the whole world here. Sylvia's ready. Did you decorate? Did you get your tree yet? Hanukkah starts. You're gonna watch the reruns, Mary? Okay, yeah. Gabriel's ready for Christmas. Yep, it's what? We're already next week. So what I'm gonna do is I've got 2 Christmas episodes that I'm gonna run next week that I think you'll really like, but I'm gonna run them. I'm gonna keep Christmas Eve and Christmas Day off limits. We're gonna do it the eve before Christmas Eve. And then next Wednesday, I think Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm gonna run the other one. So we'll have it like everything ending the eve before Christmas Eve. Debbie Butler's ready. Hello from Hollywood, Maryland, St. Mary's County. That's Karen Drury. You guys got snow out there yet? Sandra from North Carolina. Warmer than us, I know. You've got relatives in Mount Carmel. Tony, Queen of Heaven also. Yeah, then you're not gonna wanna miss this Sunday night. It's really pretty epic. Hey, let's take a little, you wanna take a little, there's a little bit to see here. Let me flip it around. You guys can see where I'm at. It's a really nice office here. And what's neat is, it used to be the caretaker's office, caretaker's home, I should say. So there's a lot of neat things to see that are from the original design. Of course, the building is original. The architecture here is really amazing. All these stone buildings. Look at these panel doors. All right. What about Garen? What does Garen say? Can you say hi? This is the guy that's giving me so much history. Thumbs up for Garen. You're the manager, right?
No, I'm a counselor here. I help families
Oh, okay.
Or are prearranging their cemetery needs.
Okay. Well, Garen was giving me a ton of history on this place, and you were telling us that the caretaker lived here.
Caretaker lived here in this building from 1906. Best of my knowledge, it was somewhere in the 1920s when they started to actually office out of this building beyond just him.
Right.
And it became an office building in the 1940s. Everything from where I sit over was added.
Right.
When they definitely needed.
So
more
right
space
where
in
those
here.
doors are.
Right here.
Or right here, right where we're
Right here,
sitting.
where the woodwork ends on top.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
all an addition in the 40s.
Okay. So this is where they lived.
This is the original.
Yeah, we'll take a little walk up through a little bit of this. And there's the vault. Now, when we get to know folks here a little more, like the director's not here.
Director's not here. They're taking their Christmas break again.
Oh, great. So after the holidays, we will get back out here. I'll take you back out here, and we'll. And then the summer, we were talking about the beer baron. During the summer, you have a beer baron walk in the history.
Multiple tours happen through the summer. Almost every single weekend, we have a history tour out here.
Okay.
Covering different subjects because there are so many here.
Right.
Everything from women of history to Civil War to, because we were originally one of the first places the Civil War veterans got buried in Milwaukee area.
Interesting.
There are well over 1,000 Civil War veterans that are here. A small piece of our cemetery actually belongs to the veterans cemetery here. They actually pay us to take care of it because they were doing burials here until they got opened, which was a few years after the Civil War had first begun.
Okay.
We date back to 1850, so we were the first large cemetery in Milwaukee, publicly, or not, I should say, non-for-profit. We were originally owned by a church, and they made it a non-denominational, open to the community cemetery right off the bat.
Can you share with us quickly? Garen was telling me the story, and I remember this story in the news just in the last few years of a man that they found here that is. Garen actually is a lot of responsibility to help in the vaults and the safes to find this man's location. What was his name again?
George Marshall Clark. He was the last known lynching victim of Milwaukee.
Right.
He perished due to basically the community of men that wanted him gone. And
Right. And it
no.
was kind of hush hush.
Back when it first happened, most of those type of burials were very hush-hush. But he was buried here right after he had been lynched and had no headstone. And a gentleman by the name of Tyrone was looking for him a few years ago. Got in touch with me. We found where his burial was. And then he put forth, along with our executive directors, on getting a headstone. And it took us a
Fantastic.
little less than a year to have the finances gathered from multiple donors
Right.
to have that headstone erected and placed out there. And
You were helping
I
design it.
helped with the design. I helped with finding the location originally, and got to know Tyrone pretty well. And he's a good character.
Well, what I found, what Garen was telling me most interesting is that in the vaults, they don't, a lot like the Forest Home back in the Chicago area, we were working with Deb there and looking at Lutgert's grave, and we found the cards, and I'm like, the cards, and Garen's like, no, we don't just have the cards. The vaults have paperwork on where they lived, who they were, how they died, and what did you find in his paperwork?
On his paperwork, I was actually pretty amazed, because a lot of times with these ones that are a little more hush-hush, what you find is they died of natural causes or something
Right.
like that. In this case, we did find the words murdered.
Murdered, the words murdered.
Right.
So
next to
that
his
just
cause of death.
meant lynching.
Correct.
Wow.
And if you'll hold on 1 second,
Yeah.
I'll be kind enough.
Hey, I just drove up here 30 minutes ago, and this guy is so accommodating.
To give you
Oh,
an
look at
idea
this.
of what some of these older books look like.
Look at that.
But these go all the way back to 1850,
Look at that.
where it will list everything it can about a person's passing.
Look at that. I hope the pictures come, guys. Look at that. Oh, look at the writing. It's meticulous.
That is the amazing thing. That is one of those little things I tell everybody I talk to. If you didn't know how to read cursive, which sadly enough school systems aren't teaching as much of, you would be lost here.
So you've got the names, you've got where of course, the dates, but you've got the addresses.
Yeah.
Look at that. That is really amazing. And how many pages? That looks like it's 300.
Oh gosh, I couldn't even tell you, but this is one of probably 12 books.
Oh, 12. Now what's neat is they really keep the records up here. They have, a lot of these cemeteries, I've gone, fire, or there's always some, they're missing, and you guys pretty much have everything intact, right? All the way back.
As much as you can.
What do you got there?
I'm going to show you a little first page thing. If you know Milwaukee at all, and you look at this page, you might not recognize the handwriting on some of those, but these were the first purchasers of cemetery property here at the cemetery in 1850. Wow. Now, some of those names in Milwaukee are very important. Mr. Kilbourne, Mr. Rufus King.
Kilbourne.
Yeah, Mr. Kilbourne was one of the founders of Milwaukee, and that's kind of a neat story too. His remains were brought back to Milwaukee about 20 years ago.
Really?
He
From where?
originally passed away in Florida,
Okay.
but his wife and two of his children were here, and the community decided that, and his heirs decided that it'd be important that he come back to Milwaukee.
Right.
So they actually had him transported back here. And I know I found it online, and there's actually a story online about Mr. Kilbourne's return to Milwaukee.
Oh, that's great.
And actually the coolest part of it was that I believe there was a picture of his casket in there.
Really?
Yes.
That's online?
It was on.
Oh, we'll have to
found
find
about
it.
a year or two ago.
So that vault that you're walking into, and I see there's another vault. What's the difference between these two vaults?
This one holds more of the older records.
Okay.
Which, of course, are very necessary for the history portion of things. there are some newer stuff in there, but not as much. The newer vault over here is more along the lines of who's buried here, where they're buried, who owns what, and what they own.
Okay.
That vault is extremely important to us on a daily basis. It keeps the records of the excess of 120,000 people that are buried at this cemetery.
Right.
Along with who owns the property.
Okay.
And what's available still. The amazing part about this cemetery is being over 170 years old, we still have 100 years of property left.
Right. So you still have a lot of burials going on here.
Oh, daily. We have burials daily, and we have people still, I always talk about pre-purchasing, purchasing before they need it.
Right.
So as that it takes the relief from their family and freezes the cost of today.
What's great too is you were telling me that even going way back, this is multi-ethnicity.
Yes.
It wasn't the segregate, even though there was segregation up
There
until
was
like
definitely
everywhere. Everyone would come here. This was the refuge.
And in a lot of ways it was. Even here it was a hair restrictive for a period of time, but nowhere near. And part of that was just because we were not a diverse community at the time. This cemetery was in a very Caucasian neighborhood.
Right.
But our people of color found us and wanted to be here and chose to come to us and ask if they could be. And God bless the person that was in charge. Instead of saying, I need to ask the board of directors and find out if we can, they just said, how many spaces you want?
Oh, that's great.
So, but our diversity goes all the way back into the 1800s. Our first major historic person of diversity that's buried here is Ezekiel Gillespie, and he was very well known in Milwaukee for fighting for the rights of the black man to be able to vote. Actually opened one of the first African-American churches in the area, and it's still open and running today.
Okay.
And he is very well noted and buried here. What's kind of cool about him actually is one of his, I believe it's his great-grandson or great-great-grandson, was one of the first men of color to play on the National Football League.
Oh, that's interesting.
So his family was first in a lot of things.
Wow.
And I actually didn't find that one out until just a couple years ago.
Wow. Well, this place has a great legacy. And yeah, Ashley, I saw your note on the beer barons. We're going to get back here. I will be in, Arizona, but I'll be in Wisconsin in the summer. So we'll get back down here this summer. And I'm going to try to coordinate it where I can be here. You said maybe this summer they'll have the beer baron. It's every 4 years maybe. So we might be lucky.
Every 3 to 4 years, they have a beer barons brunch, they call it. And our biggest attraction is the Blatz mausoleum. It's the largest mausoleum.
Yeah, that big mausoleum.
It is meant to hold up to 32 full caskets. The family has converted to doing a lot of cremations, so we expect hundreds in there in the future. But was built at a cost that you could have, in the turn of the century, you could have built every house on a city block, was what they said the cost of it would have been back then. Today it would be over 15 million.
Oh, yeah. I remember seeing it. It goes way up high. Yeah. It's just vast, like 3 foot thick walls, the whole thing.
It's an amazing building, all built with berry granite from the U.S. here.
Okay. Well, I know you're busy, so I'm going to poke around a little bit. Shout out to Garen, and he is connecting me with the director here. Her name?
Sarah.
Sarah. So I'll be following up. We'll be coming back here, and they embrace history here. So it's good that we met. Thanks, Karen.
You're welcome.
So yeah, what do you guys think? Yes, Flo, this is Milwaukee. And if you're late, we are actually standing in what used to be the caretaker's home. And they converted this, as Garen was saying, in the early part of the 20th century to office. And a lot of what you see here, the woodwork, this is all the original woodwork and architecture. And I will, before we leave, I'll give you a quick look outside at the amazing stonework. Almost looks like a castle. And I'm gonna, is it okay if I just poke in?
Not much to see back there, actually.
Nothing? Okay. Yeah, so that's a quick look. And of course I asked Garen, I go, what's upstairs? He's like, it's nothing, just office space from the 1970s. They converted it. So I know you guys are gonna be like, go up there, but nothing to really see there. But isn't this fantastic? Here, let's take a look. We're not gonna go in the men's room, but just take a look at the, you know, it's all the original stuff here. And it's in great shape. Yeah. So what is going on, everybody? All right, I'm going to, let me put this chair back. I'm gonna head out, give you guys a little look at outside what's going on, and then we're gonna wrap up. This is a short one today, but I'll be back Sunday. Thanks, Garen. So let's take a look outside. I'll show you what we're talking about. Oh, look at this little Christmas village here. Isn't that great? Yes, Sandra, 1850s. This is the 1850s. Now, here's where I want to go. Here is where I want to go. So they have a big outdoor mausoleum here. And we really haven't hit this section. It looks like a chapel over there, but I wanted to give you a look. And I know you guys will love this like me, is check out this chapel. Now they have a thing here called the Halls of History. And I was trying to get in there, but Garen was telling me that used to be kind of a museum, but now it's all crypts. And they took all the museum kind of, and the museum was really, I mean, we're talking about just pictures and stuff. It's not like relics, but of the famous people here. So now what they've done is they put that all in online and in publications. And so nothing really to see in there, but he said, you know, after the holidays, I've got to get to know the director. And hi there. I'm sorry? Oh, the office is right. See that? The glowing sign says open.
Okay, thank you.
That's it. Yeah, you got it. And oh, look at this. So here's where I really want to see if we can get in here. This chapel. Now, Garen was saying, again, look at the stonework. This goes way, way back, guys. And they used to do cremations in the basement, and the retorts are still there. Not like the one, they're probably older than the one we just saw last week at Oak Hill and Hillside. But I'm hoping that we can get in here and do a tour. And maybe they can tour us through, or we can wander around, I don't know. But I'm not gonna try to get in there now. Yes, it's so Gothic. Isn't this cool? Just imagine, there's a beautiful chapel. I can kind of see in here. I'm just gonna kind of go around this way. It looks like a greenhouse or something. Let's walk over here. I haven't checked this out yet. So this is like the yeah, this looks like a greenhouse, right? So there's the chimney. I'm sure that's for the retort. But look at the detailing. Look at this up here. Try to get a little zoom on that. Hopefully the picture's pretty good for you guys. Isn't that amazing? All stained glass. Look at all that stonework. Flo, I know. I want to see the inside right now. I'm with you. Yeah, we're gonna see. So there's a few things we're gonna do here. You know, and then if you look over there, you can see that the office, that was the caretaker's house, is the same architectural vocabulary, right? Yeah, this place is pretty amazing. So we're gonna be back here, hopefully in here after the holidays to have a look inside. And hear the history. I mean, 1850s, guys. Look at this. Look at these windows, will you? Look at that. It's another kind of greenhouse. You can see there's big plants in there. But how about the basement, huh? Let's hit the basement. I want to see that. Yeah. So, all right, I'm getting back in my car because it's like 27 degrees, I think, up here. Ashley, you're up here, right? Are you outside? You're not outside. Woo! Merry Christmas. Christmas is coming. All right. Maybe I'll get back in the car and we'll wrap it up there. I want to hear what you guys are thinking. I haven't been able to see the chat. Let me fire up the car. Yes, Larry, that bell tower is, I wonder if there's a bell in there. I'll bet there is a bell. In fact, yeah, maybe we can get them to ring the bell. So what's going on? Tell me what's going on. Come on, talk to me, you guys. What's happening? All right, I'm gonna get back in my warm car here. Woo! Should have brought my jacket, right? All right. Woo! All right, so what's happening? Betty Feliciano is here. Yeah, it is beautiful. We've got to, hold on a second. Got to catch up on the chat here. It is chilly, Leslie. It is. I do have layers, Sandra. I've got a long sleeve. I don't know if you can see red. And then I've got a t-shirt under that, but I need the jacket layer. But we're not going outside today. And I've got a spot that I'm gonna bring you to on Sunday. I don't know how that's gonna go, but I've scoped it out. So we're gonna do a Sunday live stream. It's probably gonna be at 2 p.m., not at 3 p.m. Central Time. So a little earlier. Where are you at, Gil? Cold? You're cold too? Yeah, Nikki, I need the beard. I should have cut the beard, right? But it gets, I don't know, it was getting really long. I know I could trim it, but it was like, yeah, I did it for fun. My two sons, they're like, Dad, you know, they want to see the beard. So I kind of maybe, Arkansas will be cold. Yeah, that's okay. It's not going to be as cold as here. You know, for me, if it's in the 30s or 40s, that's like autumn. I'm good. 40 degrees. Trisha, 40 degrees. Okay. I know we have not seen the sun here in Chicago, I think, in over a week. It does get, what's your 1020 today? 1020. I'm at Forest Home Cemetery, and that is in Milwaukee, not the one in Chicago. We're at the Forest Home, and I just gave everybody a tour of the offices, which is historic, which used to be the cemetery persons. That's where they lived. You live down the road from the Pabst farm? Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, so I want to come back here. We did look at the mausoleums in a live stream, but from what I understand, if we come here in the summer and we get lucky, it's only every 3 or 4 years, sometimes they open the Blatz Mausoleum, which is immense. And I really would love to see the inside of that. Along with, you know, we won't get inside the other mausoleums, but really the Blatz Mausoleum, if you go online, you can see pictures. And there are pictures of it inside, but it would just really be neat. Ever do a national cemetery? Yes, Jeffrey, I've done several. Go look at any of my World War II, World War I. The one that comes to mind is in Chattanooga. I did Chattanooga. We did, that was Desmond Doss. I did the episode on the Marine, the famous Marine song, what's his name, at the other cemetery. So in Tennessee, and then where else? I have not gone to Arlington yet on the channel, but I have 15 stories there that you are not going to hear, not the usual, you know, JFK, and although he's a big hero of mine, I've got stories there of untold stories that are just whoa, that not the usual, you know me, it's not the usual stuff that everybody else is doing. I'm digging up, I've got a story that Dandelion River on Instagram, She gave me a story. I'm not going to say what it is. That has really got me intrigued. It's from a movie, and the guy is buried here in Illinois. So that's the next one on my list. But I got all the Christmas stuff lined up for you guys. So Maynard Robin. Hey Ron, one day LA. Carmen, famous musician, died in LA. Okay. Her grave is in Rio de Janeiro. Oh, I want to come to Brazil so bad. So bad. Brazil. That would be so cool. Bighorn Cemetery. Where's that? Harold Washington. Harold Washington, that's a good question. You mean the mayor of Chicago, Harold Washington? I really liked him. He was a great mayor, I think. And what a jolly guy. He has to be buried at like Oak Hill, like where I'm guessing Oak Hill, but you could look it up online. I'm sure it's on the on Find a Grave, right? Yeah, we're gonna have lots of those stories. So what are we doing? What are we doing this weekend? It's Friday. Yeah, thank God it's Friday. Deutschland. Michelle Bowles from Deutschland. Where in Deutschland? Frankfurt? Wiesbaden? Where? Tell me. Nice snow there. You've got like just a little bit of snow. Crow Agency, Montana. That's where you're from. Oh, cool. Yeah, this summer, I think I'm going to do the Northwest. Montana, Wyoming, Dakotas. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it to Europe. It's going to have to wait another year, I think. Because why? Because, got the house in Arizona. There's a lot to do there. It's just, we're selling the house here. It's just up for grabs. Spring is going to be insane because we're selling our house. Movers. I'm not going to be able to get to England, Scotland. It's going to have to wait another year. So then I'm just going to build up more stories, So, anything in Pennsylvania? Ho, Jeffrey Roman. Do I have things in Pennsylvania? I have 20 stories there, and I'm going to get them all in. 10 is you. I've got so much stuff in Pennsylvania that is stacked up for the last 2 years. So I probably have 100 stories, but I got my top 15 or 20 that's another one. I got to do a road trip this summer, next summer, 2023. Tony Cherico lived in Worth, Illinois by Holy Sepulchre. Oh, yeah. Is that Worth, Illinois? Yeah, Allsip Worth. Right. Yeah, I've done a few episodes there. I did the woman who was killed by the killer whale. I did the cop that was murdered. I did, I've done, my best friend is buried in Holy Sepulchre there. Daryl Humphrey. Look him up on Find a Grave. Daryl Humphrey. And I did that Find a Grave, and I did a whole, you know what, I've got to do, I'm going to do an episode, I'm going to do a video on Daryl someday if you guys want, my best friend. I'm going to have to do it and not like fall apart. He died in his 40s, way too young. And you know what, his heart was too big. Literally and physically. The guy had the biggest heart in the world anyway. Yeah, I know, UK. Indianapolis, Rhonda McGee. Okay. I've got some stories in Indiana still. I think I have a couple in, it's just, I wish I had a clone. I should give a camera to Britt and let him go do some stories for us. I mean, that's the only thing I could do. I can only do so many stories. That's where the Styx drummer is buried. Where, in Indianapolis or in Holy Sepulchre? I think you're talking about, Flo, about Holy Sepulchre. By the way, Flo, your episode's coming up. One of the Christmas episodes is about Flo's family. 20-some children who were all torn apart as little babies and children because it's a Christmas story, and there's a lot of positive outcomes, and it's just it's coming out. What did I say, Flo? Wednesday, and I'm gonna do these as premieres. This Sunday night coming up. No, this Sunday night, Mount Carmel, 8 p.m. Central Time as usual. But then Wednesday and Friday night are the Christmas episodes, and those will be premieres. So we're doing 3 premieres, so you guys can all, we can all chat together. Yeah, right, Flo, Wednesday. But it's Wednesday night, 8 p.m. We're going to do everything as premieres, so we can all, after work, hang out, chill out, and we're going to have 3 premieres in a row. And of course, this Sunday night, right after, this is a 1-hour episode, 50 minutes at Mount Carmel this Sunday night, and then we're going to go to Paranormal Guys, and we have a 1 hour and 3 minute episode in Point Pleasant, West Virginia on the Mothman. And we found, guys, it's one of my best episodes with Britton. Like editing, I was so excited. It was like reliving it, what we found, and there are surprises. It's very exciting. If you're into the, the Mothman story, which I find intriguing, it's like Squatch. Is there Mothman? I don't know. Sasquatch? I'm not a Sasquatch believer, but it's an intriguing story. And yeah, Mothman coming up this Sunday night. Don't miss it. 9:00 p.m. And yeah, Nancy crossed from Ohio over the bridge, the new Silver Bridge, the new Silver Memorial Bridge. And we are like in the car. Who are the Paranormal Guys? That's Intangible Quests, same thing, but we renamed the channel. It still has the same domain. We'll change that at some point, but we still want people to find it. But yeah, Christmas, going out to Arizona. I'm going to be offline, leave you guys alone. I'm going to be probably doing some filming out there, but I'm taking off, and I will see you guys after New Year's. Yes, Terry, Mothman is, I think, an intriguing story. So let's see, let me scroll here. Sometimes it's hard to keep up with what you guys are saying. Mesa, Tony lives in Mesa. Yeah, love to see you. Sorry. Oh yeah, it's my friend Daryl. Anyway, yeah, Ashley just put the link in. Thank you, Ashley. Ashley's got a ghost story here in Milwaukee, not Milwaukee, somewhere up here, right? That we're working on. And I've got a really good story. Britton's idea. Britton gets all the credit for New Orleans. Really good story. I'm really excited. We're doing all the due diligence right now with Deb. Oh man, it's like crazy story. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I got to keep you waiting. So again, I'm heading out third week of January. I'm going to hook up with Nita Gould. Ella's the author for Ella. And we're going to meet up in Olvie or wherever where Ella was killed. We're going to do it all, and we're going to see the house. We have gotten permission to see the house where Otis Davidson took his dirty socks evidence and threw them out the window. We're gonna like look down on the ground. That's where his socks were, right there. Famous case. Nita Gould. Nita Gould is so awesome. She's helping me edit my book that's 90% complete on my life, all my expeditions in the Arctic and seaplane flying and on other stuff, and the World War II. 5 years ago, the crash of the airplane they just found in the Arizona mountains, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, Nita Gould's awesome. Got to get her book. Can you visit America, Indiana cemeteries? Indiana, I've done some I've done a stiff in Indiana. I've done stuff in Indiana. I've got to focus on the Northwest. I'm sorry. When spring comes, I'm doing the southern trip because to get out of the cold. I'm going to be from like Arkansas, Texas, a bunch in Texas, New Orleans, eastbound and down, Florida, Georgia, blah, 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 up to Memphis. Got some more stuff in Memphis. And then in spring, I gotta get to the Northwest. I really do. And I'm going to be, it's going to be Wisconsin, northern Wisconsin. I'm not going to be in Chicago anymore. But I'm going to come back every few weeks because I need my Britton fix. I need to see my buddy Britton, and we got to do some stuff, right? Yeah, Leslie, we got to find some stiffs. There's a lot of stiffs here, but we got to get in that. We're going to get in that chapel, I hope. I got to still meet the director here. I've got her name. This cemetery is so full of history. We got to come back and do some more stuff. So we have to meet with Sarah Tomalin. She is the assistant executive director here at Force Homes. So if for some reason Sarah is watching, hey Sarah, I hope to meet you soon. And we hope to take everybody and show them some history here because we know you guys are into a lot of history. So yeah, I think you guys will like my book, Leslie. I definitely will shout it out, but I won't oversell. I'm just not a salesman. That's my problem. Like, I'll probably tell you guys a couple times, but it's like I am not going to be like pushing this book. You want to buy it? Great. You know why I'm doing the book? It's not to make money or sell and brag about myself. It's for my kids. It's my legacy for them, their grandkids. When I'm well and gone, hopefully I'll have a grave to look at with a porcelain. Then my grandkids will know. I should say their grandkids. I hope I'm going to make it till I'm 90. 63 right now. So I'm, Clint Eastwood. I just found out, I was watching a Clint Eastwood movie last night, and Clint Eastwood, he's in his 90s, right? So that's encouraging. That makes me feel like I got 30 years left. But those 90s, man, those got to be painful years. I don't want to live in pain. But anyway, let's get off that subject. Jeez. Where are you now? Late to the chat. I'm at Forest Home Cemetery in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So you have to go back and watch. We looked at the caretaker's home here, the brick, the original from the 1800s, 1900s. So thanks, Nikki. Very cool. Very cool. Cheryl's dad did the same thing. Crown Hill Cemetery in Indianapolis. I know, Dillinger, right? Crown Hill. I'm just not inspired it's just, I've said this over and over. When stuff has been done on YouTube, especially by cemetery channels, I don't like to be a copycat. It takes the air out of my balloon. I only do the episodes that inspire me, where I get excited and I'm like, I want to go see. And unfortunately, I'm not inspired to go to Crown Hill, because it's just going, it's kind of like Highgate Cemetery. I will stop by Highgate, but it's just been done over and over. What can I add? There's nothing I can add. I don't want to retell stories. So, thanks, Violet. That's very kind of you. 60 degrees in Saudi Arabia. Holy cow. You're watching from Saudi Arabia? That's very cool. That's what's cool about YouTube. It's like everywhere now. Amanda Panda's here from the great state of Washington. And that's not Washington, D.C. All right, guys. I'm going to drive home. It's been 42 fun minutes with you all. So I will see you. I'm going to pop up live 2 p.m. Let's shoot for 2 p.m. day after tomorrow, right? Today's Friday, Sunday, 2 p.m. I'll see you. And then we got a big night. We got a big night of premieres, like 2 solid hours of premieres Sunday night. So Sunday's going to be, I got to like rest up for Sunday, drink a lot of water. I'm going to be doing some walking. So I will see you Sunday. Let's plan on around 2 p.m. I will pop my little head up here and hope to catch you guys then, all right? So have a safe weekend. And I don't know, you know what I'll say. Be safe, all right? See ya.